Welcome to Random Adventure. Today we are overviewing our 5-day dive trip to the island of Pohnpei in the Federated States of Micronesia. This will review our hotels, restaurants, and diving recommendations. Come and join. Every trip to Pohnpei begins with getting there. We chose to fly from Guam on the island hopper through Chuuk to get to Pohnpei. There is an option coming the other direction and an alternate from Australia. Each of those comes in and will land at the primary airport on the north side. They do not have jet bridges, so you'll come down and then you'll enter the airport here, where you will transit through customs, do your luggage pickup, and then go outside to be picked up by your hotel or get your rental car. Once you've got your bag, you can head outside, and there is a moderate-sized parking lot with areas for pickup. Once they're getting out on the roads, it is right-hand drive and U.S. standard rules, and it took us about 15 minutes to get to the Ocean View Hotel. We don't really recommend the Ocean View. We had an issue that caused us to sit outside for 5 hours waiting for our rooms to be available after we showed up. However, the rooms were clean, they were safe, and they did have an amazing view, and the restaurant was reasonable for food. We were in one of the Ocean View's 2-bedroom units. This had 2 queen-size rooms with a joined living area that had a refrigerator, a stove, and a microwave, as well as 2 very nice balconies. The bathrooms were clean and did have hot water, although it did go fast when you started to use it. Each of the rooms had independent AC, and the AC did work very well. The rooms were cool. And as I noted, the view was amazing. We dove with the Pohnpei Dive and Surf Club with their dive master Mike Vitti. He was awesome and we really appreciated him. We did 15 dives overall, about half on the Eastern Lagoon and half on the Western Lagoon. We left every day from the same Colonia boat dock and headed north. The Pohnpei Dive and Surf Club has 2 different single-hull twin-engine boats with covers and enough room to have 3 different tanks. The most common thing we did was go to Manta Road. We actually did 5 trips to Manta Road, and every time we saw a number of mantas, and sometimes we saw 12 or 13. It was an absolutely great place to go diving and to see mantas in the wild, as well as to see the specific black morph mantas that are mostly unique across the world. It was a very amazing high current location to dive. I do recommend bringing a reef hook or other way to hook in, although there is a rope on the bottom for you to hold on to if you do not have a reef hook. On the western side of the lagoon, we did a lot of high flow, high current drift dives at Palantir Pass and Palantir Bridge, which are the connection between the ocean and lagoon, as well as dives outside and inside the reef. These provided a great opportunity to see large schools of barracuda, fish, hard and soft corals, nudibranchs, and we also did a dive on the inside of Stingray Alley, where we had the opportunity to see a lot of very large stingrays. This was a nice combination of dives and made for a very enjoyable combination across the 5 days we were here in Pohnpei. We have made a video about each of those 15 dives, and they are in this playlist should you desire to go ahead and watch it. We would recommend it as they were all great, and this would give you a lot of perspective on what is available in Pohnpei. The most common question we get that is not about diving is about food. And there were a good selection of food options on Pohnpei. Arnold's is just down the street from Ocean View and had good pizzas and reasonable burgers and Philly cheesesteaks, as long as you do not need the whiz. The other option was the Mangrove. It has an outdoor beach bar and restaurant that has phenomenal views on the waterfront. We went here for breakfast most days, as it is immediately next to the Pohnpei Dive and Surf Club's boat landing, and so it made a convenient place for us to have breakfast before we headed out and to grab bento boxes. This is one of their omelets that was really good. The Hideaway is a unique place. It's a little bit farther, maybe a long walk to a short cab ride with great food and an outdoor atmosphere. It had great lights and is known for its stone crab bisque as well as its pizzas. And it was a lot of fun to go there. Jenny's is more of a local diner and had really good food, lots of local flair, and many local options, including some Thai. Town's Diner was probably the best burger we had overall, and it was an enjoyable walk from the ocean view, although it was a bit longer than the one to Arnold's. All of us decided that we would definitely go back to Towns if we went back to Pohnpei, as the food was good. The other thing that's needed on any dive trip is ice cream, and we recommend Snowy's. Besides food, the other question we got on our other overview videos was what to do on your rest and recovery day when you are off gassing after your dives but before your flight. Here, we recommend the UNESCO Heritage World Site, which is Madol. This is a megalith made out of basalt, and it was created around 1180 AD and lasted and flourished until about 1600. It was about an hour drive south, and we spent about an hour hiking and exploring. It is known as the Venice of the Pacific and was an amazing site to go and see since we were here. It was a lot of fun, and I definitely think it is a great opportunity while you're on the island. Another item that we would recommend is the 2.5 mile round trip Sokehs Ridge hike. This took us about 2 hours. We came up and got to see a lot of Japanese World War II ruins. This included naval artillery, anti-aircraft guns, and the highest summit on the island at 800 feet with a great view of the airport and the general northern lagoon area. This completes our time and experience in Pohnpei. We recommend the Pohnpei Dive and Surf Club as they treated us well, but especially their dive master Mike Vitti, who did an outstanding job and is one of the better dive guides I've ever met. The experience was great, and we have done a video on all 15 dive sites, as well as 2 videos on the hikes to Sokehs Ridge and Madol. We hope you enjoyed this series and the overview. Should you have any questions, please drop them below. With that, we will see you on the next one.